In the next hour or so, I'm going to talk to this kind of people who chess really deserves and needs, more than deserves, needs very much for the coming years. And for example, our next guest, Jesper Hall from Sweden. Hi Jesper, thank you very much for coming. And by the way, congratulations, because since yesterday you are a new ambassador of the Judit Polgar Foundation.
Thank you very much.
If we talk about titles or positions, Jesper Hall is the chairman of the Educational Commission of the European Chess Union. But more important than that, at least for me, is that Jesper has dedicated a big part of his life to work hard on the not only chess as a sport, but also as an educational, social and therapeutic tool. And he is also a specialist in how to design, organize, and develop projects in these fields. Therefore, Jesper, my first question is, one such project is called Let's Play Together, because chess is one of the few activities where grandparents and children can mix on the same terms. Let's say it like that.
Well, it's actually, first of all, as you presented me, I am working all the time with different kind of projects, trying to get money from funds and so on, and not the least trying to design them and plan them so they are in line with not only what we want in the chess family, but actually so we can contribute to the development of our society. And one of the things that happened during the pandemic, that was that a lot of grandparents, they got locked in because they couldn't get out due to the pandemic. And one of the things that happened was that they lost contact with their grandchildren. What we then realized was that here actually chess had got a good chance, because chess can be worked both as a good board game or we could do it online. So my idea was that if we could create some kind of project so the meeting between the grandparents and the children could take place, it could be very interesting for both parts, of course. So I made an application, I got money for it, and I started to develop a new way of what you could say, I created an adventure, because I wanted them to cooperate and not to compete. Because the focus was on this meeting between these generations. So the basic idea of this project is that you have an adventure, you are going to solve some riddles, to get keys, to get out Napoleon out of the jail, and you get, every time you do something together, then you get one more key. And it's a cooperation, and the grandchild and the grandparents, they do it together, and it is a cooperation.
Yeah,
so that's the basic
they are
idea.
learning from each other. Yeah.
And they can do it either online or they can meet in real life.
Of course.
And we also have gatherings with all those pairs that are doing this together. So like a party together and doing funny stuff. So it is focused on the meeting.
Few hours ago, during this summit, I was talking to several experts about how strong are the connections between chess and coding. And I know, because you told me about that a few months ago in Italy, that in Sweden you have already implemented a project on that field, and I guess you can have already some feedback or provisional conclusions maybe? Yes.
This chess and coding is part of the CGS project. That was an Erasmus Plus project that we were running. ECU was one of the partners. And one part was this with chess and coding. And the basic idea for me was that because I've been selling chess to schools in my whole life, and normally I have to persuade them why should they implement chess in their schools. But now, in 2017, there came a new law in Sweden that the schools should teach coding, but they didn't say how. So the teachers in Sweden get, how are we going to do this? How are we going to give coding to our kids and make it interesting and so on? And as we have so many schools in Sweden that already have got chess, the teachers came back to me and said, why not use chess for this with coding and to teach coding and so on? So that's why I also wanted this to be part of this project. And now we have 15 lessons where we actually fulfill the school plan for Swedish schools. And actually in all Europe now, this will come more and more, that coding will take a place into the curriculums and that the schools will be obliged to teach this. And suddenly, we don't only come with chess, but we actually solve a problem for the schools. Personally, I believe that this can be a game changer for chess in schools. So that's why I implement so much time into this. And we have the first results from this project. That is, this has been tested in Spain, in Italy, and in Sweden. And the results are very positive so far. I'm still waiting for the final report that will come just in a week or something like that, from what I have heard. Yes, so that's it.
Well, that's very interesting indeed. Now, you and I have a long experience on teaching the teachers in many countries. And very often, I should say always, we face the same problem. What I call breaking the ice. I mean, chess is very difficult only for very intelligent people. As I am not intelligent, then chess is not for me. So as Swedish people are much better than Spanish on breaking the ice, then please explain, how do you break that ice?
I think that one key is always to put yourself in the other person's position. I call it the outside and in perspective. Actually, it was the former president of the Swedish Chess Federation, Carl Fredrik Johansson, who gave me this approach. That means that what is it that can make a teacher to start with chess? First of all, I think that you need to create a system that can be dealing with what they are best at, organizing. So first of all, your system must be based on organizing. In our case, it is like the playing method that we have done in ECU. That means focusing on mini games and so on. And the teacher are more like an organizer of this. Then they are a little bit more warm in their clothes, that we say, at least as a Swedish expression. They know a little bit more of chess, they get into it, they start to understand it, then you can take it to the next level. And in ECU and in our courses, we call that the Chess Plus method. And then, you have some exercises. Still, they are organizers mainly, but you add on this type of exercises and start to give them tools to teach. And then, of course, you can have like a full curriculum, where you have planned lessons and perfectly like that. But one way is also, in Sweden, I have 3 courses for teachers, quite short. But the first course that I give is always called Chess is so easy to teach, so everyone can do it.
Bravo, very good.
This is the first course. Next course is chess is very easy to teach, yes. But if you give it a little bit more, then you can do it better. The third course I give, I open up the world of the possibilities to teach chess. But you need to take it step by step to guide them into becoming a chess instructor.
That's a very good communication policy. Congratulations for that.
Thank
and
you.
Finally, the $1 million question. Okay, I am convinced chess is a fantastic educational tool, but what shall I take out from the curriculum to put chess instead of?
Nothing. I don't believe that chess should, be something that you take out mathematics or reading or something like that, because this is much more important than chess. And I think this is important to understand. But just like you had I heard your discussions before, chess is fantastic as a supplement.
Or transversal or interdisciplinary method.
And give it as a tool to the teachers. Or maybe this with chess and coding, it could be like, here we have a possibility to make it more to come in this way, because they are obliged to do it. But otherwise, of course, it's better that children are good at reading, mathematics, than that they are good in chess. And this we need to understand. We are a support to this development of the kids.
Actually, in Sweden, what is the most popular method among school teachers? I mean, transversal, interdisciplinary, with chess with its own hour in somehow, or how?
No, in Sweden, I would say that the basic what we have is a fantastic tournament called FIDE. And this is like the engine for Swedish chess, but for the Swedish Chess Federation, but also the chess community and for the schools, because it's such a good social project, I would say. Everyone should take part. And from this, to this tournament, of course, then the teachers want them to perform, so they start to train them a bit, and we give, Swedish Chess Federation is giving them courses and support with the materials and so on. And then they discover that, okay, you can do other things, you can practice different things and so on. So I would say that you need to find this project that will be like the engine for all this movement of having chess in schools.
Jesper, thanks a lot, because I am convinced this conversation has been really very helpful for a lot of our viewers. And now, from Sweden, we go mentally to South Africa to meet another educational chess authority, Ansel Leotxo, advocate of the High Court in South Africa, legal advisor. As a chess player, she is a woman international master, and she is a prominent member of the FIDE Education Commission with 16 years of lecturing experience. Her lecture today is about decision making, and then we will talk about other very interesting subjects with her.